Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Schools Nationals for 2024, and we're bringing you our final game of today, Senior Girls, Nelson versus Wellington Girls College. I'm Thomas Holden, joined here today by Rachel Griffiths from Dio, knows many of these players. Say hi to everyone, Rachel.
Hi everyone.
Now, Rachel, tell me, who are the players we should be looking out for in this game?
Definitely we've got heaps of key players to be looking out for. We've obviously got Chantal Brosnan from Nelson, who is their captain, I believe. Yep. And then we've also got Lele, who is from Nelson. Both of them were on the New Zealand team for under-19s. Lele's got super speedy swims, and Chantal's got the most amazing flicks anyone has seen. And then from Wellington Girls College, we have got Paige Scobble, who is our captain. She was one of our under-19s players as well, along with Natalie Groot.
Wonderful, thank you for that, Rachel. And we have just started here. Both teams dead even to the strike, working straight to the wall under the sub-bench. Lots of teams liking to play there. But Wellington Girls breaking out across the pool, but shut down immediately by Nelson, already on the counter-attack. This is some great stuff. Rachel, tell me, what does the Nelson strategy look like?
Nelson's strategy, they're super strong on the wall, but don't be fooled and try and take it into the middle, because they can go straight for the goals just like that. Look at them go, racing straight towards it. Was shut down a bit, left an open goal, and that is a goal for Nelson.
And we have a goal already here. Oh, but no, denied for gloving. Big referee call there from Dougal. That could have been an early goal, only 1 minute in. Nelson already applying the pressure here. And what about Wellington? What about Wellington Girls? Do you know much about them?
I actually have not played at Wellington Girls, but they seem to be super strong all throughout their pool. Well, look at their centre taking it. Big swim and a big flick across to their wing. Look at them take it. Off to the wall. We're unable to see what's happening there, but it's looking like it's a little bit static. Not going too far, and it's heading towards the corner. Big swim towards the goal.
Nice, and again, Nelson just applying the pressure here. But Wellington Girls happy just to keep the puck under their sub-bench. It's very difficult to play against a team when it's right under their sub-bench. It's effectively 10 on 6, but we have an advantage call here from Catherine. Oh, and another ref's call. This could send Wellington Girls straight back, and it has. Free arming, pushing them back. A great break from Wellington Girls there, but being pushed back down the pool. And again, who will be taking the advantage pucks for Nelson today?
I'm actually not sure who their centre is. It may be Lele taking it, number 6, but we'll see once we go under. Yep, that's Lele, number 6, their centre taking it. Big flick up, taking straight from their wing, getting a bit pushed to the side, out to the wall, but making some good ground there.
And again, another big wide from Nelson. Oh, but Wellington Girls breaking back against the pressure, cutting around, and a big defensive swim here. Great clearance there from Wellington Girls. Again, back under the Wellington Girls sub-bench.
There was an awesome clearance from Paige, their captain. Oh, we've got a bit of a ref call pushing back.
Henry pushing back Nelson here. A nice relief of pressure for Wellington Girls. Again, this is the kind of things they need here. Force the opposition into mistakes. And Nelson, with only 2 subs against a full team of 10 over on the Wellington Girls College side, this is not the spot for them to be. As good as it is to be on attack, playing the entire game under the other team's subs bench is not what you want to be doing. Very easy way to tire yourself out. Play still static under the sub bench, not really going anywhere as we break up. But Nelson, the big attack here, 2 forwards going, and a nice layback into the middle. But again, Wellington Girls with another brilliant clearance to the corner. Now obviously here in Tauranga, short distance between the goals and the corner, so even when you manage to clear it, it's really important to keep it in that corner. Otherwise it can easily, 2 kicks, big flick from someone like Chantal Brosnan, and it's straight back into the goal. But Wellington Girls on the counter-attack now with what looks to be an advantage, although this could be going, oh! Yeah, another ref's call from Henry here. Pushing them back, that's a nice, again, bit of a break here for Wellington Girls. Get some fresh subs in against Nelson. Now Nelson have been making some great drives here, but not quite able to finish off the goals. What do you see that's happening in there, Rachel?
I can see that Rebecca Brosnan is keeping some players in, making them make sure that they really put that pressure on and not give up, not let them get any advantage with that advantage puck. Oh, they've seemed to have taken it wide and smashed through. We've got a bit of a layback and a turn, and I think that's a Wellington College girl making a swim for it up towards the goal.
And this is a complete turnaround here. Wellington girls really breaking back against the pressure. And another call. These calls are starting to mount against Nelson here. They've been pushed back about 3 or 4 times in a row here. And on the reffing team today, we've got Henry, Dougal and Catherine, some of our best pro refs here at this tournament. And of course, Sam Marshall still on the chiefing stand. And again, Wellington College, another advantage puck, but Nelson shut it down immediately and are already back on that wall that they love so much. Play getting static again, not under a sub-bench for a change. This could work in Nelson's favour as the play keeps going. Very much one at a time here, Rachel. Do you think the team's getting tired?
I reckon they are. I think it's also a bit of like the pressure of the first and second finals. You've really got to put it all in. And I reckon they used up a lot of energy up when they were in their attacking part under Wellington's sub-bench, not being able to recycle players as quickly as they would hope.
Absolutely, but we have another advantage being played on the surface here. Looks like in favour of Wellington Girls College, breaking up the pool again. And advantage over Wellington College, gaining great bit of distance there. They keep putting the pressure on, but Nelson have slipped out the side once again. An immediate counter-attack. This is looking dangerous. And here they go. The signature laybacks from Nelson. Layback, as they push up back underneath the Wellington subs bench. But again, another turnaround. Brilliant play. Number 4, Nelson's captain there, stopping the play, shutting it down. And we're back to the wall under the Wellington Girls College sub bench where we spent most of this game.
And now we're heading back towards the Nelson sub-bench. There seems to be a bit of a drive that just happened there. It's looking a little bit dicey, but I think once we can get some view, we'll be able to see what's going on. Looks like there's a bit of a move towards the Nelson goal bin. Oh, let's see. And back under the Nelson sub-bench it goes. They'll be able to recycle players quickly, keeping it nice and fresh with a team of only 8 players. They're doing amazing against it. It seems to be moving back towards the Wellington sub-bench.
And again, very even game here, very back and forward. One set of subs gets in, drive it back to the other sub bench. One of the teams here with only 3.5 minutes to play. Someone's got to make a play here to break this game open. Otherwise, we could be looking at this for the rest of the half. And another advantage call. Oh, and another call against Nelson. That's probably their 5th or 6th call this game. These fouls are really starting to mount, and it could cost them. If they keep this up, we could be looking at potentially a penalty, team warning, personal warning, or even just a straight send out. So with 3 minutes to go in the half, we're back underway just outside the Nelson sub bench. Wellington girls really applying the pressure again, but Nelson, even with their team of 8, absorbing it really well, showing how important those key players like Chantal are. Oh, but Wellington have spun it wide now. Again, Nelson with their strength on the wall, just cutting down the play. Very back and forth here, Rachel. Who do you think can win the ball game here?
Win the wall game? Well, while I haven't played Wellington, I do know Nelson's wall game is incredibly strong. Their rotations are really quick, and their forwards really know how to back tackle and get in there. And they're also very good at taking it off the wall, so they can drive you all the way up the wall until they're in your attacking and then take you right into the goal.
Absolutely, and now we've got an advantage here for Nelson, advantage over, but they've made some amazing amount of ground here, and the pressure is still on. But again, just at the end of these plays, Nelson seems to be petering out a bit. They've got to keep this intensity up if they want to start breaking this game open. As we're back, locked in the corner. And here we go, puck breaks out wide. Ooh. And straight back to the sub-bench. Wellington girls here, happy just to play around their sub-bench, but at some point they're going to have to really make a move here, because a small mistake could cost them pretty big. Oh, personal warning for stick infringing. That's number 4 against Wellington girls. Just a personal warning for now. Just a personal warning for now. No send out yet. Oh, and another personal warning for 4 for barging as well. So number 4 is really going to have to watch what they do for this next half. And again, Nelson straight, but an amazing break here for Wellington girls. Screaming out the pool, but well shut down from Nelson. And we've got another advantage playing. This looks like it's for Nelson again this time. And a call, here we go. Oh, it's number 4. This could definitely be a send out here. It's number 4, Wellington girls. Abigail McPherson out for just a minute at the moment, so not too bad. But here in schools, they'll put her out for the rest of the half. Now, Rachel, how's this team going to respond now that they're down to 5?
That's a very good question. I reckon they've got 35 seconds to hold it off. I think that they might be able to just take it into the corner and hold it off like they've been doing. But it seems Nelson's going straight up the middle into the goal bin. That was a big hit from Nelson. Going in, will it make it in or will they clear it out? And I think that is a goal for Nelson.
That might be a goal here. We have one ref, 2 refs.
20 seconds. They seem ecstatic with that. Good job, Nelson.
An incredible job there from Nelson with 14 seconds to go. And that's going to be half time. Capitalizing on those send-outs, really, really important. Now tell me, Rachel, with this game this even, what are your score predictions for the second half?
That is a very good question. If I know anything about scores like this at halftime, usually the second team will come back very quickly and make sure that they can get a second goal in to even it up. We'll see if Wellington High School can really bring it back and even the score up and maybe even put an extra couple goals in to take it that win. But we know that Rebecca's Brosnan's halftime chats are very, very important and very motivational, so we'll see if Nelson can come back even stronger.
And we're about to be joined by Daniel Hoglinger from the last game, as we'll get a bit his thoughts on this game, and also an update from the last game. Daniel, amazing game last night. Well done on the win, 3-0 against Wellington College. But what do you think's going on in this game? What are your score predictions for the end of this half?
Score predictions for the end of this half, I reckon it's going to be 3-1 to Nelson. I think their last score at Centrals, I think it was 5-2 or so Wellington girls definitely stepped it up. But I think Nelson has a little bit more to give from the past games we've seen.
Absolutely. Even with only 8 players, you think Nelson's still going to pull this out over the Wellington Girls College with 10?
Yeah, so I've heard a little bit about their fitness sessions in Nelson, and they sound pretty brutal. Bex puts them through a lot, so I think they'll definitely stick through it for these next 10 minutes, and I think they really just have to hold on for 10 minutes, because if it goes into overtime, I'm sure the Wellington girls are very fit, and that's where they might start to fluster. So 10 minutes, that's all they need to do, and then they can get their gold.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Daniel. Go celebrate after your amazing win. And again, 1 minute 30 left on this half. Yeah, 1 minute 30 left on this half. Refs comparing notes over there at the side with Chief Ref Sam Marshall, making sure everyone's on the same page. Nelson College right in front of us here, looking fired up, ready to take this victory. A little more somber over at Wellington Girls on the other side, but everyone looks ready to go. And again, with 10 minutes remaining, this could be anyone's game to win. It's going to be really important that both teams stay focused. And again, halftime, great time to reset. What do you think's being said over at the Wellington Girls College side this time?
I think they're being told to really fire it up and start taking those risks instead of just shutting down all of Nelson's plays. I reckon they're being told to wrangle it off the wall off Nelson and make those big drives up the pool that are fully supported from their team members. And it looks like their number 4 has gone to the sin bin, getting fired up, ready for the puck to be in play to jump back in.
Absolutely. I think they've got about 15 seconds left on the sub bench there, so they'll be joining in very quickly. But Wellington Girls College going to have to watch out that Nelson don't make some big brutal play up the middle to start the second half. Obviously, if Wellington Girls can even it up here, it's anyone's game. But even 1-0 down, it doesn't take much to take us into overtime. Now, although we didn't go to overtime in the previous game, third, fourth final, Howick versus Nelson, another Nelson team in the final. That game went for at least 6 minutes of overtime. That was an incredible game. We might see another one here. Again, breaking straight out to that far wall. Teams really loving that wall this time. Nelson, absolutely brutal down that wall, pushing Wellington Girls straight back. And we have number 4 from Wellington College. Wellington Girls joining back into the game there, right as they're getting driven. And we have a ref's call right in the corner there. Nelson being pushed back. Ooh, no call at the moment, but a bit of a point out there from Dougal, making sure the player knows exactly what they've done. Looks like number 9 from Nelson called out there. Grace Van Ordren. And here we go. As we start again. Over on the far side, little difficult to see there, but Wellington Girls, a nice big wide out towards their sub bench. They look much more in control this half, although Nelson, again, breaking down the wall. They seem to have them absolutely dominated there, but Wellington Girls shutting it down in the corner. What do you think's changed here, Rachel? Why are Nelson looking so dominant right now?
I honestly think at half-time Bex would have given them a massive talk. I reckon they're fired up, they're ready to go. I think they also know what might happen if they go into overtime. They have got 8 players, and while we know those 8 players are looking extremely fit in the pool, going into overtime may just wear them down. So they're looking to get those few extra goals up so they're not being so worried and so stressed. And here they go towards the goal. Was that a call? No, that was no goal, and that was a push back to Nelson for gloving.
And again, these calls starting to eat into Nelson again. Thought they might have tied it up in this half. Obviously, Rachel mentioning Rebecca Brosnan, coach of the under-19 women's team and also coach of this Nelson team, bringing over those tactics that she's been teaching them over the last 18 months. And here we go again. Sitting nicely under the Wellington Girls sub-bench, breaking wide now. Massive swim from Nelson. Around the side, they're centering the part. Oh, but we have another ref's call from Catherine Davies here. And that's stick infringing against Nelson. Call starting to build up here. If they keep getting more of these, they could start looking to lose players. Sinbin's more team warnings. They've really got to tidy this up. Could cost them the game, especially with only 8 players. Losing one, having even less subs, is not a great spot to be. But play static again on the wall. Both teams, at the moment, reasonably happy to sit around. But there will come a point, probably in about the next 2.5 minutes, where Wellington Girls are really going to have to step up the game. And they're breaking out into the middle. This is looking really dangerous. Oh, maybe a goal. No, it's a no goal. That is a no goal. Stick infringing. Oh, and we've got going to a ref's timeout here. Got a few calls being made by the looks of it, but definitely a no goal. But it looks like Wellington Girls, number 5, captain Paige Scoble, sent out on the side here. This could be a real difference point in this game. Again, refs comparing notes here. What do you think might have happened in there, Rachel?
I'm not quite sure. I couldn't quite see it on the camera, but it looked like Nelson got a bit of a go, and there may have been some infringement on the Nelson side, but there also may have been a prior infringement from the captain, Paige Scoble. And we can see that the chief ref, Sam Marshall, is going over to mediate for this ref conversation. It seems to be quite a big one, quite a big debate. What do you think, Thomas?
Well, this could be a really important call here. This could be a penalty goal, denying a goal. We've already got a player sent out, so it's only going to get more significant. So it's great to see the refs comparing notes here. Maybe Wellington Girls really liking this bit of rest. Nelson as well. We're already into a minute of rest timeout here. It's clearly a very big decision. And again, all these refs very experienced. Catherine Davies, world champion, 3-star level 3 ref at the recent world champs. Henry and Dougal, also both experienced level 2 refs. And Sam Marshall mediating them well on the side. So whatever the call is here, we know it's been well considered as we come up to 90 seconds of refs timeout. And they're looking over at Nelson, so who knows what's happening here. But this is going to be a massive call and really could really change the course of this game. And the other court has just concluded here. Nelson appears to have beaten. Who's in the other court? Nelson may have just beaten Mahu there. We're not sure. Over in the junior girls court. Oh, and we have a big change here. This appears to be a penalty shot for Nelson. Who's going to be defending it here for Wellington Girls? Whatever this is going to be a massive call.
We've got Chantal and Lele going in to take it for Nelson. Looking at Chantal's big flick up, and will probably be Lele helping, assisting it in around the Wellington player that is defending it. And we're a bit unsure on the Wellington player who's taking it. We can't quite see the number. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Chantal, here they go, up they go. Chantal's big flick right in by Lele. That was an awesome penalty goal. And that is taken as a goal. Good job, Nelson.
Amazing work there from Nelson, and that puts them 2-0 up here. And that puts them 2-0 up here. Time will restart here once we get underway, time will start rolling again. And number 5 here, who's already sat in the sin bin for 2.5 minutes, will not have her time start until play gets underway here. So we'll be getting back in at 5 minutes 50. That could really change the game here with that call. Wellington girls really need to force the play. They can't afford to be sitting on the wall playing Nelson's wall game. So it's going to have to be a massive turnaround from them. If you're at Wellington girls, what are you going to do right now?
That's a very good question. I reckon it would be a chance to start taking risks, to start taking it off the walls and make those big drives off, but try not to tire themselves out with only 5 players left. We can see them back under the Wellington sub bench again, but it seems to be moving up a bit, and I think that was just taken off them by a Nelson player. We can't quite see. We've got an advantage playing, 2 refs playing the advantage, and lots of subs going on. Oh, we've got a ref call sticking against Nelson. We've got them pointing out a number, I think pointing out number 4, maybe a warning, not quite, but then just letting them know who's doing the infringement.
And that was Chantal Brosnan with the call there, a very physical women's player, known for her big hits in the pool, so it's no surprising there that we're getting a few occasional calls. Unfortunately, Rachel might be choking on some water here, so I might lose my second commentator, but it appears she's back again. Here we go, Nelson again. Oh, massive flick there. That must have been fine. We've got an advantage here for the... Again, the refs, Nelson applying this pressure, and a call. That's going to be for Nelson here. Stick infringing again against Wellington girls. Really pushing them back here.
And the Wellington girls are back to 6 players. I reckon Paige would have just had a big rest and is firing, ready to go, ready to stop any flicks that try and get through the guy. And we can see our forwards barging out there.
But at this point, stopping them isn't enough. Wellington girls really need to turn this around. If they can get a goal here within, I'd say, the next 2 minutes, they can pile on the pressure for the final 3 and maybe level this up. But we've got another advantage in the corner. This is almost definitely for Nelson. Wellington girls starting to give up these fouls. It's really costing them here. Nelson, relentless pressure. Again, this advantage call in the corner still going. When you get an advantage call in the corner like this, it's very hard to get rid of. 2 advantages now. Well, finally we have a call in the corner against Wellington girls. Stick infringing once more. These calls really starting to build up. Number 8. Oh, number 8 again. Pushback. Wellington girls are going to have to really make this one count. They cannot afford to get scored on here.
We can see Nelson girls have really been cleaning it up this half, and you can see the Wellington forward shooting out there, trying to frazzle the opposition a bit, and it's being cleared very nicely to the wall. Look at that swim, look at them go. We've got an advantage playing, and now it's turned into a call that is sticking against Nelson. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Bronte Morton there. Taking after her boyfriend, Daniel Hoaglinger from the Glendowie team. And we get underway again. The refs resetting this puck incredibly quickly. But with only 3 minutes 40 to play, Wellington girls really need a goal now. But Nelson breaking up the pool, another advantage. These calls starting to build up for both teams. 2 advantages again. And again, and now we have a call again. Stick infringing, but against Nelson this time. Now Wellington girls, although hasn't been too bad for the most of the game, buying into this wall game, they really need to start getting it off the wall. They cannot afford to play these remaining 3 minutes over there. And here we go. This could be their chance. A goal now. Oh, but cleared again by Nelson, with the pressure still coming on right under the Nelson subs bench. If Wellington girls can pull out a goal here, they're still in this with a chance to level it up in the last 3 minutes.
And we're still under the Nelson sub bench, recycling some of those subs to go. It was a big flip from the captain, Chantal, seeing if that could get it out of the corner there. And I think there was a bit of a drive out, and another sub's going in for Nelson. Wellington Girls College are trying really hard to score that goal. Don't want to waste too much energy for it to end up down the other end of the pool. It seems to be in the corner still.
Wellington Girls know how important this goal is. Scoring the next 30 seconds gives them 2 minutes to get a final rumble out the pool. But Nelson, an incredible break up the middle there. Massive flick. This could be it. Oh, but brilliantly cleared again, potentially illegally there with a bit of glove along the back wall from Nelson. Nothing from any of the refs so far. And again, pushed out. Nelson surviving another bout, and they're kicking up the pool, breaking back against the pressure. Wellington girls really giving it everything here, but with only 2 minutes to go, it's becoming more and more important that they score immediately. But we're into 2 minutes. In the final 2 minutes here, any refs calls will stop the clock, so we give the teams maximum time to play. Oh, and we have a call here.
We're seeing what the call is. It is a pushback to Nelson. I reckon Wellington, sticking for Nelson, I reckon Wellington will be switching in the subs, making sure it's absolutely fresh because they have to capitalise on this goal. We've got 1 minute and 48 seconds left. Will they be able to pull this out?
I think they could here. Wellington girls known for to be a dangerous team, but they really need to score right now. Otherwise, Nelson can wind down the clock, and we're super close here, but cleared again. More amazing defence from Nelson. Their defence has just been rock solid this whole time, not letting their lack of players stop them, and we're back to the wall again. Nelson will be happy to hold it here for the last minute 20. Anywhere except their goal. But Wellington girls, another drive, but we have a ref's call again. Pushing back against Wellington girls. That is the relief that Nelson needed right there. And as we watch this, we might be seeing this game slip through the fingers of Wellington girls. But they will fight right to the end here. However, Nelson not going to give them any chance to get back into this game. Again, another advantage puck straight to the wall this time. And an immediate call here. Budging, number 13, Izzy Johns, getting the team pushed back there. Again, even if Wellington girls can score now, this game might be just out of reach for them. But anything can happen. And we're off again. Nelson with a brilliant defence again, breaking straight up the middle, but losing it in the middle of the Wellington girls there. And a big flick going through, knocked down. More turning, a lot happening here in front of us here in the commentary booth, but they're back to the corner. As I said earlier, the Tauranga corner is very close to the goal, which means that even when it's knocked down there, a kick, 2 kicks, and then a flick can put it right in the goal. But with 48 seconds remaining, Nelson look like they've secured this. They've had an amazing tournament, particularly doing this with only 8 players against teams that sometimes have up to 12. This has been an incredible performance, but really no surprises there. Rebecca Brosnan coaching, under 19 women's coach. Oh, but a rest call, 30 seconds to go. Oh, and we've lost number 10 for 2 minutes from Nelson. Poppy McFarlane out for the remainder of this game. Only 30 seconds to go. It might be too little, too late. Doesn't look like any refs calls can change this now. Nelson have secured the win. We're about to get back underway. One final advantage puck. Let's see if Nelson can hold this out for the final. A big flick into the middle. Oh, but again, Nelson's defense pushing it straight to the corner. 20 seconds left. We've got an advantage playing from Dougal. But again, too little, too late. And Nelson just working the corner, putting bodies in the way of all of these Wellington drives. And as we go into the final 5 seconds, oh, but we have a call here, even with just 5 seconds to go. Oh, and they've got another player out for 1 minute. But that's number 9, Grace Van Orden, joining her player in the sub bench, in the sin bin for the final 5 seconds. An incredible finish here. But again, too little, too late for Wellington. Had those calls been made earlier. And that is the end of the girls grade final game here. We see the crowd, amazing crowd here for this final game, and that brings us to the end of the competition. Thank you for joining me today, Rachel. What did you think of this game?
I thought that was an amazing game, really awesome playing from both the teams. They did absolutely amazing, and Nelson just looks absolutely ecstatic.
And that brings us to the end of another amazing schools competition. Prize giving joining us later. The managers are in the water, a typical schools. Phones are in the water as well. It is an amazing final here, worth celebrating. An incredible performance from Nelson girls throughout this competition. Perfectly coached, perfectly played, and it has been a great competition. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and please join us back next year as we celebrate another year of schools hockey.